They're everywhere. They're all around us, even in places that you do not expect. Layers. Layers of cake, layers of an onion, layers of the earth, layers of time, layers of the universe, layers of buildings, layers of emotions, layers of the community. My leading question for you today is, how do you fit in your community? This question is not to be uncomfortable, it's not to be confrontational, it's merely more towards to help us get to a thought exercise. More importantly, this question leads to what I think is a more introspective question, which is, what layer are you? As you can probably tell by now, I am an artist who is obsessed with layers. I use layers of thought, layers of objects, layers of medium, whatever it is that I'm choosing to do, to make pieces that I think have value, or more important, that I think are going to answer a question that I have a lifelong question of: how do humans establish meaning and value? During my practice, I think this has been really interesting for me to experience how, more importantly, do I create meaning? How, more importantly, as a person, do I create value? As artists, like most professions, we have the tools of the trade. Things that we're going to use that is going to be how we're going to express what we're going to say, whether it's, like I said before, mediums, or whether it's going to be different images, or how I'm going to choose to express myself. Often I call this my lexicon, or my language. How am I going to portray to you what is meaningful to me? What is my message? What am I going to say? Every one of us in this room has a lexicon. Whether it be our actions, our goals, our experiences, whether it be our passion, all come together, all are informed by our values, what we think is meaningful, our experiences. What is your lexicon? How do you create meaning? How do you express yourself? I was a teacher for 5 years, an art teacher in Shenzhen, and then I became a stay-at-home dad. And I had been making work since college, but I had not actually determined whether I was going to ever do this as a career. And I said, you know what? Why not? Why not start now? So in this process, I was like, hey, now I made that decision, what do I go do? Where do I find my people? I knew artist A here, I knew artist B there, I knew artist C over there, and they didn't know each other, I knew them, but we weren't talking to each other, we weren't networked, we weren't coordinating. And we were all asking the same types of questions. Questions like, where do I buy art supplies? Something basic. Or where do I show my work? Or what types of organizations in the city can support us? And so I said, you know what? I think I might be able to solve this problem. Within 48 hours after I created a WeChat group, we all love WeChat, and I added my few friends, and they added their friends, and everyone else added their friends, we had about over 100 members and counting, all excited, all passionate about making art, sharing art, and trying to find a way to come together. 3 years now, today, International Shenzhen Artist Forum has been working, was started. We have over 300 different members, whether artists or arts professionals, all working together. We have a staff of 7 members, part-time, volunteer basis. We have an art zine, we post an art zine, we have mini shows that we've put together, collaborated with, many more projects alike. All because we accepted and we took action with the layer, we recognized the layer that we were on. This was not me. This was not all me. What happened, is the community that we thought was invisible took action, recognized the layer that we were on, and we did something about it. We moved forward on it. This is not a new idea. None of this is new. But there is something more powerful, and something powerful, the insight that I got, is that it's simple to recognize that you are not alone. in whatever you're doing. There are invisible communities out there waiting to be emerged, waiting to take you and take action that you can just recognize that you can just form a community. It's there. It's there more than you actually think. Maybe you're super excited about art. I was. Maybe you're super excited about dancing. Maybe you love technology. Maybe you love politics. Maybe you just really like to make things, like we've heard today, make toys. Maybe we really like to just go exercise or go get some fresh air. Whatever the community is waiting there for you to take action. How are you going to act on that? How are you going to move forward? What are you going to do? Much like anything, the totality, we always like to look at the totality of the whole. The beauty of layers, all coalescing together, inform each other, and the best part about is that we get to be part of all of them. We get to take place in all of them or some of them, and they all inform each other. This leads you back to the question of what layer are you? How are you going to fit? How are you going to take action? If we all recognize the communities that are really out there and the communities that we truly should be a part of, then I honestly believe that we will truly understand the value that we have, the value that we have in the fabric we call community and humanity on this planet. We are truly not alone. Thank you.